Next, we move on to the plot analysis of episode 209. Before watching, do not forget to like this video, it really helps. All these treasures possess a value comparable to senior true treasures. How is this possible? It turns out he is one of the 8 great beast gods from the earliest eras of the ancestral god school. It is no wonder the 9 remoteness overlord can constantly be reborn. I hope you can far surpass this limit. It is simply incredible, for I have followed my master, traveling across the universe for many years, and even I could not imagine his true power. 500 years have passed since Luo Feng returned from the 9 remoteness space and went into seclusion. In the treasure lands of the ancestral god school, mountain ranges stretch infinitely, and their peaks are majestic and dangerous. Scattered between them are lakes, large and small, hiding countless secrets in their silence. One representative of the serpent tail race perched on a mountain rock, casually flicking his tail, making the cliff behind him perfectly smooth. He complained that the heart treasure had not appeared for a long time, while his clansmen nearby teased him. The scene of a treasure appearing was undoubtedly stunning, but such an event is extremely rare and impossible to predict. The 3-horned demon was full of hope, wishing with all his heart that the treasure would appear specifically for him. However, his companion immediately mocked him, noticing that even if he wandered here millions of times, he would still find nothing. Suddenly, the crowd stirred. Alarmed cries rang out, announcing the arrival of the Blade River King. When Luo Feng returned from the 9 remoteness space years ago, he immediately went into seclusion for cultivation. His sudden appearance in the treasure land instantly attracted the attention of all inheritors. Everyone present raised their hands to see him from afar, and many, taking to the air, quickly determined the right direction. A silver-armored young man broke through the void and headed straight for the highest mountain. It was Luo Feng. Observing this, Luo Feng thought that he had unexpectedly turned into a key figure among all the inheritors. During these 500 years, his development had progressed significantly, especially since his 3rd avatar was already almost fully formed. He was in an excellent mood because in just over 100 years, the 3rd avatar would finally take its shape, and then he could make a breakthrough to the immortal realm. Luo Feng thought to himself, while I am still a domain lord, I need to take a good look at this treasure place while I have the chance. Perhaps there are treasures prepared by super beings specifically for domain lords and inheritors, because after breaking through to immortality, this chance will vanish. Luo Feng scanned the boundless mountain ranges and made a final decision. The 108 highest mountain peaks hide the 108 most precious treasure sets. 42 of them had already been taken, while the remaining 66 sets still await their owner. Luo Feng headed straight for the highest mountain peak, a move that immediately sparked heated discussion. Some inheritors realized that Luo Feng had visited this place before, but last time he left in a hurry due to a conflict with Venerable Beishan. Now it was obvious that he was not indifferent to the treasures, and many began to express their admiration. This universal super genius showed great ambition, as he immediately aimed for the greatest treasure on the highest peak. At the top of a distant mountain, a hunched figure let out a cold snort. This being had a golden mane and matching eyes, and its body was bent like a beast ready to pounce. This was King Fei Jin. Seeing his reaction, several nearby inheritors asked if Dao He Wang would be able to obtain this treasure. King Fei Jin laughed grimly, noting that the treasure of this peak had existed since the school was founded. Rumor has it that it was placed here personally by one of the ancestral gods. It often happens that special life forms at the overlord level try to take them, but no one has ever been able to activate these treasures. Therefore, the Blade River King is still very far from reaching them. At that moment, a majestic figure appeared, flying toward them. It was Venerable Beishan. He glanced at Luo Feng and turned to King Fei Jin. This King Dao he has been hiding for many years and suddenly appeared. Now he is clearly determined to get the treasure. However, in my opinion, he will most likely just waste his time. King Fei Jin suddenly let out a cold roar, his tone full of impatience. Venerable Beishan was stunned, his face expressing complete confusion. You have a conflict with King Dao He and want to side with me? You one-eyed monster, you also oppressed me last time, so get lost. King Fei Jin bared his teeth, his golden eyes sparkling with freezing cold. Venerable Bei Shan trembled with uncontrollable anger. He had wanted to use a common enemy to befriend King Fei Jin. King Fei Jin's strength was not inferior to his own, and by breaking through to the overlord level, he could become a universe hegemon. However, he did not expect such humiliation, so he could only grit his teeth and snort angrily. King Fei Jin and exceptional special life forms like King Zhu Chong are so incredible that they can be merciless even in the face of universe overlords. They possess the strength to crush ordinary overlords. As a result, major superpowers treat them with great attention, trying to attract them to their side. They are ready to grant them even the rarest senior treasures. Meanwhile, Luo Feng did not notice the conflict. He landed directly on the summit of the highest mountain and walked around the peak. There was no movement. According to the rules, if an inheritor meets the conditions, the treasure should automatically manifest. Clearly, Luo Feng was unable to activate the treasure hidden in the highest peak. A murmur rose among the inheritors. King Fei Jin even allowed himself to smile. He kept his gaze fixed on Luo Feng, as intense hatred boiled in his heart. Although he initially had no deep grudge when he pursued Luo Feng, he was heavily wounded by Venerable True Eye and nearly died. He hated Venerable True Eye, and he transferred his hatred to Luo Feng, deciding to take revenge later. The Blade River King failed and headed for the second highest peak. He visited many places, but there was no reaction. The treasures cannot be opened so easily, for these 108 sets are the core of the school. On average, only one set of conditions is met every 100 million years. Luo Feng paid no attention to the failures. He moved between numerous peaks and lakes, investigating and taking off again. In over 10 hours, he explored the territory from the first peak to the 60th. Luo Feng clearly felt the gazes of others. Most were just curious, but some looked with intense envy and hatred. Humanity, being a peak race, has fought countless wars, earning blood feuds with many clans. Luo Feng was used to this. Any peak race climbed to the top only through endless killing. Compassionate beings simply cannot hold their ground in the universe. Becoming a peak race requires seizing resources, which leads to slaughter. Luo Feng understood the law of the jungle. He only smirked at the provocations. Both sides fight for their own races, and there is no difference between right and wrong. Just as humans must conquer nature for survival. Unnoticeably, Luo Feng reached the 106th highest mountain peak. As soon as he stepped onto the summit, the entire mountain began to shake. This sudden movement instantly attracted all inheritors. Luo Feng was stunned but realized that a treasure search had been activated. Inheritors in the distance flew into the sky, fixing their gazes on this peak. King Fei Jin also arrived with a serious expression. This is impossible. The treasure must have been activated by someone else. King Fei Jin did not want to admit that Luo Feng was the one. The value of this treasure is comparable to a senior true treasure, while King Fei Jin himself owns only one ordinary one. Besides Luo Feng, there were 6 other inheritors on the summit. Each was excited, claiming they were the cause of the activation. Just then, thousands of rays of 5-colored radiance began to fall from the Aurora Lake. These rays surrounded the mountain peak, looking beautiful but exuding terrifying power. Just a few such rays are enough to destroy a universe knight. The inheritors on the mountain were beyond themselves with joy. But in the next second, an invisible force covered them, instantly teleporting them all away. Only Luo Feng had not been teleported. The answer was obvious. Luo Feng was the one destined to own this treasure. Fei Jin Wang gnashed his teeth in rage. Venerable Bei Shan watched from afar. Although King Fei Jin was a foolish beast, he felt intense envy at Luo Feng's luck. Luo Feng could guess what was happening. Feeling the vibration under his feet, he smiled. A huge boulder rose above the summit, revealing a black hole. A black ring flew out and landed in front of Luo Feng. He reached out and took the mysterious ring. He effortlessly imprinted his spiritual mark. Inside this world ring, Luo Feng found an ancient ship. This ship was colossal, reaching 120,000 kilometers in length. It turned out to be a senior true treasure of the Flying Palace type. This ancient ship, named the Ghost Ship Yin Qiu, possesses strong defensive capabilities. Even Universe Knights would not be able to destroy this ship. In a fit of joy, he fused the ship with his skin to carry it with him. At that moment, a strip of aurora flew toward Luo Feng. A message entered his mind from the one who hid the treasure. A voice echoed, "I was lonely from birth, and my only friend was Venerable Jiohe. The fact that you completed the third stage of the Beast God inheritance means you are an incredible genius. Remember, the one who granted you this treasure is a true universe overlord." Luo Feng connected to the virtual universe. The ninth overlord was a beast god who ruled the laws of wind and space. He was one of the first 8 beast gods. Original beast gods are born at the start of the universe. However, because their bodies are treasures, they were destined to be hunted. Luo Feng vowed to repay this gift if possible. The aurora dissipated, and the mountain regained its former appearance. In the distance, inheritors discussed what treasure Luo Feng had received. Luo Feng reached a remote canyon to digest this surprise. King Thousand Feathers arrived, looking excited. He reported that Venerable True, I had prepared a celebratory banquet. Luo Feng gave up further treasure hunting for now. His current strength and position were enough to protect this treasure. He remembered how he once almost died from a single spaceship, and now he carries great treasures and no one dares touch him. After the banquet, the Chaos City leader summoned Luo Feng. "You seem to have gotten your hands on a treasure." "Yes, it is a flying palace called the Ghost Ship," Luo Feng replied. Treasures of the flying palace type are extremely rare. This could drive even universe overlords mad. The Chaos City leader explained that the body of an innate beast god consists entirely of treasures. After the death of the first innate beast god, they became the main target of hunting. Survival of the fittest is the law of the universe. The Chaos City leader ordered Luo Feng to bring the Blood River fusion to the limit. This would increase his genetic life level to 100 times the level of ordinary beings. Luo Feng was confused because his golden horn beast clone had already exceeded the 100-fold limit. The Chaos City leader explained that seizing a special life form allows one to inherit its genetic level. Also, the limit can be overcome using innate clone techniques. Luo Feng ordered his golden horned beast clone to begin absorbing Blood River crystals. He managed to increase the number of crystals to 380. The life gene level broke past 6,400 times, placing him among the best special life forms. Then Luo Feng integrated crystals into his human avatar. After reaching 100 crystals, his genetic life level exceeded 3,000 times. After more than 100 years of cultivation, his third clone was born. He named this new copy the Remote Ocean Clone. Thus, his 4 main forces were formed: the original human body, the Golden Horned Beast, the Masha clone, and the Remote Ocean Clone. The Remote Ocean Clone possesses 2 innate techniques. Transformation into ocean allows it to become a blood sea. Creation allows it to create an entire race obedient to its master. The diameter of the Remote Ocean body was smaller than the original 9 Remoteness Overlord. Luo Feng realized the Overlord used a method to increase the volume, but at the cost of being unable to move. Luo Feng did not lose heart. The foundation of his true body and 3 clones was firmly laid. His path in the vast universe is long. Only by becoming stronger can he protect his race. He must justify the expectations of the Chaos City leader, prodding his own path to power where only the strong survive.